Hello everyone, welcome back to our weekly Dungeons and Dragons campaign. So please grab some drink, some snacks, maybe your favorite dice, and here we go. I know this has changed up a little bit from last week. I was kind of throwing myself for a loop, and unfortunately I was looking at the wrong map set. So that was really throwing me for fits. So a couple things to make note. I had one person that had asked about where I got my overall map from. I had done a search online, and it was the Majestic Isles. So you'd have to look that up online. Hopefully you can come across the same map that I did. I was looking up like D&D island maps or something like that, and somehow I came across that one. I've made this up a little over a year ago, and in that process here, my files had gotten corrupted. I did have it printed out. I've had to kind of recreate things. And some things from today and how I'm doing this right now is just a little different than how I had written it out. So when I'm going through my notes and the ideas I had a year ago when we were working on this and playing it, and we haven't played in, I want to say, about 8 months or so. So unfortunately, the ideas I have coming up now and how I'm going with things, even the last time that we started redoing this campaign, had kind of changed from the very first time. And because this is my own personal campaign, I had never intended this to really be anywhere except for here in front of me and my friends. So this is my own ever-evolving world. And as we do things, I will change things up a little bit. So this world is always meant to grow with the guys that I play with. And in this sense, it will grow as we continue on. The choices I have our characters make here will then dictate as to where things go from here. That is how I've always kind of played it, because I never know where my players go. I get the enjoyment of building a world. That's why I do Legos, and I love playing games where I get to create stuff. I do spend a lot of time on 7 Days to Die. I love recreating buildings and redoing things, and it's just kind of part of who I am. And I always have, and I always will enjoy the Star Wars, the Star Trek. I grew up with BattleTech, playing BattleTech, but also watching Robotech when that first came out, or Macross. So those are the things. So this has changed just a little bit. Originally, when I had this out from last week, we actually had 2 exits out of here. This kind of teed off. And that was the original map I was looking at. I kind of fumbled up there, and I'm going through, and this is our second recording because I'm pulling what little bit of hair I keep on my head. I was kind of pulling all that out, mainly because I'm trying to figure out exactly how did I mess up, because I had a map out that only had actually, I suppose I could show you here. So I'm frantically trying to figure things out. This is a map I had out here, and I'm looking at things, and I have rooms for 22 rooms. Like I said, I do not have 22 rooms here, and I'm just pulling my hair out like, how did I mess this up? Because I've had the guys go through here. I don't know. So this is where we are today. Starting off, the good news is I did find the correct map. It was at the end of the dungeon. Why I put it there? Because obviously at the time it made sense, but it didn't when I was looking through it again. So our characters, we're going to say, are fully healed, because I want to say that they had a little bit of damage when I started doing this yesterday. And I'm kind of on the edge of my seat trying to figure out what I'm doing. Our characters are going to be fully healed from this point, and then we'll see what we get into. And another instance Every so often I may see that there's a skeleton somewhere, but that was from when I was originally creating things. Everything's going to be kobolds because our storyline has kobolds taking this over and having other stuff. So if I mess up a little here and a little there, I do apologize. But we are going to go through, and I'm going to get this done correctly because it just bothers me that I messed up that much, and then when I find the right map, it's like, I have to redo this. So here we are. So again, hopefully you have something to drink, something to maybe chew on. Your dice, if you just feel like you need to roll the dice along the way. And here we go. So, picking up from last time, we had entered into our kind of eastern dungeon. And where we are so far, we entered in. The entrance to the cave revealed a stone-built structure from ages ago. Moss sits in the cracks of the floor and the walls, and a musky scent comes up from below. The cave goes down 80 feet. It only takes a short distance before those without night vision need help to see. At this point, we will have Giselle, because she has the cantrip spell Light. So she's going to cast Light on Felnar's leather armor. Because no matter what he does, it's not like he's going to be putting it away or anything. He's sitting with his bow out. Giselle, she has her light crossbow. And unfortunately, Jessica does not have a ranged weapon. Now, we just killed 2 kobolds when we first came in. Because where we are right now, the tunnel opens up to a room. The group comes face to face. And it was 2 kobolds that we had killed off. The room has 2 exits. See, now this is where I mess up here. Because it says to the left and to the right. But going through, that doesn't work because everything else. So, when writing this up, I did a little different. That's why the map I had. But everything else works out for my other map. Alright. Let's see here. So, we took care of the kobolds. And now we have room 4. 4 is another 40-foot hallway. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of move our characters over here. And I'm going to slide this way and move this over here. And this will just be an ever-moving map, trying to keep everything going here. And I think I'm going to have to try and move our camera a little bit so that way you guys can definitely see everything that is there. I'm trying to keep everything within the pool table here. Alright. There, it looks like you can see the edge here. And of course, then you can see some of my Lego figures. I've got Legos everywhere. Alright, so we're going to move this over here. So we have our 3 characters. We have the hallway. Looking at the hallway, it goes 40 feet before it ends at another door here. So we'll check the door. The door is not locked. So going to 5, which now I have to look at our map. I suppose what follows a bright man. I'm not going to say I am. Let me take the map out so that way I don't lose the map all the time. Alright. So, room 5 here, as I cover up our other stuff, is another corner room. So I try to pick up all my map pieces. Alright. If I did this correctly, I would make it a little easier here for me to try and find these parts. Alright. So I'm just kind of spreading out our map pieces, so when I have similar sized pieces or whatever, I can keep them together. And other ones a little separated, so it's a little easier here. Another hallway. All right. I love those pieces. All right, and still going. All right, here we are. Comes down. Okay, and that goes right here. Just trying to get everything to kind of make some sense here as I'm trying to sort all this out. There's another one of those. I got two of these. All right. Okay. So we get into this next room, which is room, great, now I'm looking for my map, room 5. This room has one exit to the bottom of the room, so meaning right here. The door to the exit is a heavy barred gate and is void of, whoops, wait a minute, nope. Our door was, we had a door here, but that opened up. Let me just do that. Alright, so we have a barred gate door. I'll just set that there. Okay. There's also a statue at the center of the room with, and it has a hand pointing in the direction of the entrance. The statue, oops. Okay. So, let me see if I can't, I'm going to borrow a Lego guy here because I have Lego guys just nice and handy. And of course, his hand is facing that way. Alright, so now our characters have to figure out exactly how we're getting through this door. Does not seem to be a lever or anything else to get through. So we're going to have to roll for a little perception to try and figure this one out. Let me spread out our characters so I can kind of see them. Alright, perception. I have a +2 on Jessica, +4 on Giselle, and +3. So let me make one roll, see what we get. I get a 7 with a +4. So that'll be a 10. That should be hopefully enough. So we look at the statue. And the statue itself looks like there's been some footprints around it. More notably, say, kobold footprints. And that is keeping us guessing as to what's really going on here. So we're going to take a chance. And we're going to push the statue so it turns to this door. When it turns to this door, which was unlocked, slams shut. And now opens this door. Okay. From here, going down, if I can find my map because I keep losing where I am. Alright. We have the T intersection here. So I'm going to move our figures around a little bit. And now I need to have a T intersection. So as I get our pieces, all right. When the gate is opened, it reveals a short hallway that tees off to the left and the right. And it looks like we have 2 kobolds keeping guard. All right. So we have one with a pickaxe and the other one with the shield. I'll get a little something going here for a little sound in between. Alright, kobolds. Axe, shield. Alright. So, Felnar. Oops, wait a minute. I almost forgot. Alright. We get a 1 for the kobolds, and we got an 8 for us. So we'll go first. Felnar uses his bow. Kobolds have a armor class of 12. And Felnar gets a 7. He's got a +7 with his longbow. So now that should allow us to be able to hit. Alright. So he hits the first kobold. And he hit him for 4. And the longbow has a +3. So that's 7 damage. Kobold only has 5 points of damage. Or 5 hit points. So first one is gone. Our second one. Seeing that everybody's kind of tipped over here as I'm moving everything around, trying to keep my battle formation going. Alright, so what I should suppose I should be doing is I should be putting them here, seeing I do not have a ranged attack with Jessica. Alright, so we have Giselle. Giselle rolls for attack. She's got a 7 on her roll, and she has a +4. So that's an 11. So that does not hit. So our kobold takes out a sling, and he whips a stone at us. Let's see. It's going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I've got a 2. So Felnar gets attacked. And I can't make out what that is. I got an 11. It's got a +4. He's got a 16. That's a 15. It does not help hit Felnar, or if it does, it just bounces off and doesn't do any damage. Okay, Felnar then draws another arrow, knocks it, and he misses. I rolled a 2, even with my +7. That's a 9. That's not going to make her 12. All right, Giselle. I roll a 10. She's got a +4. That's a 14. So we hit. And she does all of 6 with a +4 or +2 to damage. That's 8. That's enough to take out our kobold. Now we're going to rummage through our kobolds, and we're going to come up with a sling and a little bit of ammo. So we're going to give that to Jessica. Sling. Let's see. Alright, so it's a 1d4. And that's dexterity. So that's actually a +5 for her with her dexterity. And that would be I believe a 5 +5 to hit, going off dexterity. Okay. Alright, so now we get a ranged attack for Jessica as well. Okay, so looking at our dungeon, we have a left and a right way to go. I'm trying to look this over. Alright, so we'll kind of do a peek in each direction, and what we see are we see a back wall going towards our right. So our right actually is something similar to that. And when we look in the other direction, that one continues, looks like it continues on. Actually, that's the wrong one. I need a different one. One I do not have printed off. So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it like this. There. Alright. So it looks like it continues on. Alright. We're going to sneak on over here. Kind of like having those two in the front and the short person in the back. Alright, so we go into our next room. Our next room being 7 here. Alright, this is an old moss covered statue at the center of the room. We'll do an inspection on it. Alright, I got a 7. Let's see, I think I have what? Perception is +4 on Giselle, so that takes me to an 11. At this point, I don't see anything. So there's an old statue, some moss on it, but beyond that, I can't tell anything. Let's see. I'm going to do one for Jessica. She gets a 20, natural 20. So she finds an inscription. And with the inscription, it says, "May my light keep you safe." And we do notice that there is a handhold for a torch. Let's see. Scale mail. Trying to see if anybody's got a torch. Okay, so we have a Dungeoneer's pack, and I do believe there is a torch in the Dungeoneer's pack. So Felnar pulls out one of the torches out of his Dungeoneer's pack. We light it. Actually, yeah, we'll light it, and then we feel a sense of courage and joy after lighting the torch and placing it into the statue's hand. Okay. From here, we're going to go off in this direction. Alright. And I keep setting my map down, and I keep forgetting where I put it. So I keep setting stuff on top of it. This time I set my book on top of it. Okay. Alright. So, room 8. This room has 3 exits. The bottom exit has a door on it. The other 2 have nothing blocking them. So, let me grab another door. And we have 2 more kobolds in this room. Sit. My book almost fell. That'd have been funny. Alright. Take our same kobolds. Here we go. Our kobolds have a 9, and we get a 13 for initiative. So we get to go first. This time, Felnar notches a arrow, lets loose, and he got a natural 1. He missed everything. Alright. Now we have Jessica. She gets a 20, so she hits. And we have a D4. And I get a 1. But she does have a +5, if I'm doing this right. So she's got a +5 with her dexterity, which I believe it's a dexterity. And if I'm doing this wrong, you know, I do apologize. But I believe it's dexterity that she gets all of her bonuses from. Unless it's actually strength after or when she hits, which let me go check this real quick. Okay. So taking a quick pause there and trying to figure this out. Okay, so I was a little off. It's not a +5, it's only a +3. Just trying to make sure I'm doing it correctly. So we rolled a 1. She has a +3, so that's 4 in total. So we have 1 kobold left, still there. And then we're going to have Giselle. So Giselle, let's fly another arrow. I've got an 8 with a +4, so that's a 12. That does hit our kobold for 6 points of damage, and that takes our kobold out. Alright. Oh. Entering the room. Entering into the room is fairly bare outside of having these two open that we can go, and then that one being for what it is. And then again, one of these times I'm going to stop actually hiding this map on myself. Alright. Okay. Alright, now looking at everything. And again, I will move things around so that way I can try and keep everything inside view. I'm going to move that out of here. We are going to move this map out of here as well. Set my pieces off to the side. I can get my nails underneath here, that would work. I almost had it too. Alright, here we are. That's blocked. The other ones are not. Alright. There's a door on it. Alright, so we checked the door. Door is not locked. We opened the door. So this door goes into another. Room like this. Put that over there. Okay. Normal battle formation for us. Alright, and this is over here. Alright, this room has one exit at the top. The room seems otherwise unassuming. Alright, so we're going to check the room. So I've got a 19 with Jessica, so that gets me over 20. Jessica finds a hidden lever. So she releases the lever. Here's a faint click. Other than that, there is nothing here. We will check, and still nothing, and a 2, definitely nothing. Alright. So we will now start going in the opposite direction. And we'll slide this over here, this way-ish. I suppose I could probably use it to go this way a little bit more. Alright, so now we're heading down this hallway. Alright, this hallway leads to another room. Going through the room, we will roll for everyone. I've got a 12 for Jessica. A 13 and another 12. So roll. Alright, so they all actually discover a trap. Because I was doing a perception roll. Alright, so now we need a dexterity roll. No on that one. Definitely no on Giselle. And definitely no on Felnar. So Felnar and Giselle, when they were trying to disarm this trap, they inadvertently hit a 1, so they set it off, and the group takes a 1d10. So it looks like we're all taking 1 point of damage. So, unfortunately, this I thought these dice looked nice, but they are Dickens to actually kind of read. Alright, so they all took 1 point of damage. Gonna write this down here real quick, and then we will get into our next room. That way I can keep track of if we're on the verge of dying or not, seeing that I have not had the best of luck at times. Okay. Looking at our map here, and we come to another end. I'm just going to move this all the way up to here. All right. Oh, looks like I'm all on this side here. All right. This room has one exit to oops, that's rereading this one. Alright, 10. This room holds 3 kobolds and a chest at the top of the room. Okay. So let me grab 3 kobolds here. Just kind of looking to see if I happen to have a chest here, and I don't see a chest offhand. So what I'm going to do is I will put I actually have like a treasure or chain token or whatever. I'm just going to set that there. That's going to be their chest. So alright, kobolds have a 19. I guess we're going to be hard pressed to try and beat that one. And we got a 3, so we definitely don't pass that one. Alright, kobolds are going to grab their slings. They're going to sling at us. So we're going to start off with the one with the pickaxe that's actually facing away from us, but that's going to be the one we start. Let me roll to see who's going to be the lucky contestant on this one. Alright, 3, so that's going to be Jessica. And it rolls a 20, so it hits Jessica for... let's see, 6 points of damage. So Jessica is now currently sitting at 2. Okay, next one. Aims at Jessica as well. And gets a 19. Jessica is not doing very well here. Okay. Hits for 4 points. So Jessica is actually at -2. And the third one. Hit at Jessica again. And rolled a 7. Jessica has an armor class of 14. It does have a +4, but that's not enough to hit. So Jessica still stays at -2. Felnar is going to attack the one with the pickaxe. Rolls a 19. And a 1. And he's got a +3 with his bow. So it's sitting there with 1 hit point. And we are hurting. Okay. Giselle, she's going to do a cantrip spell of Spare the Dying. So now Jessica is stabilized. So we do not have to worry about Jessica dying on us. Unfortunately, now it's their turn. Alright. The first one, any attack going to Jessica, I'm going to leave. Or I will just re-roll. Alright, 4, 3, 4. Actually, I'll tell you what. We're just going to divide it in half. 4. Alright, that goes to Giselle. Apparently that die loves 3 and 4. Alright. And I get roll a 20. I am not doing good for the home team. Okay. I got a 3. It's got a +2, so that's 5 points to Giselle. So Giselle is sitting here with 4. Next one, back at Giselle. Gets a 10, has a +4. She has an 18, so that one misses. And the last one, is a 6, so that again is at Giselle. They do not like the girls. Rolls a 3, so that one misses. Alright. Felnar. He rolls at the same one with the pickaxe. And then I get a 5. Good news is, he's got a +7 to hit, so he does actually hit. Alright. And then we roll a d8. I get a 4. And he has a +3, so that's 7 points. That one's gone. Giselle's going to attack the one with the shield in the middle. I get an 8. She has a +4, so that's a 12. That is a hit. And I got a 4. Light crossbow has a +2, so that's 6 damage. So with that being said, these two are now done. Alright. One left to go. Let's see where he goes. And that's a lab dice number 1. So that's at Felnar. And he rolls a 17. So he makes it past Felnar's armor. And he rolls his 1d4. We get a 4. So Felnar gets hit for 6 points. Oops, that's Giselle. Good news is Felnar's got 12. So that's 6. Alright. Felnar's turn. He rolled a 10. He's got his plus 7, so that definitely hits. Get to roll a d8. Alright, so we got an 8. That one's gone. Alright, so we bring Jessica into the room, and then Giselle casts Cure Wounds. Heals her for 3 points. Felnar grabs a healing potion. So we're going to have, what, 10 points here. So that takes Jessica up to 8. Because she was at -2. So she's at 8 hit points. She's good. Let's see, we have treasure here. So the treasure holds another light crossbow. Which we're going to give to Jessica. That way she can actually hopefully do a little bit more damage than the sling. So I'm going to change this out real quick. Racing the sling here. Light, see bow. Okay. And then there we are. Alright, so that completes this. We're going to go back down to our room over here. And let's see. I have an additional healing potion that we will use. We're going to use on Felnar. And you got a 7, so that takes me up to full health. So the only one that's really down is still Giselle. We have Jessica at 8, Giselle is at 4, and Felnar is at full health of 13. The good news is, and the reason why I didn't do Giselle is she's got an armor class of 18, so hopefully I don't keep rolling 20s and hitting her. And there's 3 targets here, so we'll see how this goes. We get into another room here, and I flip my map over so I can see where we are. Okay, and in this room we have horrors of the night. We actually have two kobolds, both of them with whips, Well, no, actually, they're just going to have what they normally have. Let's see, they have both of them with their daggers. And then what they're doing is they're actually... Excuse me. I'm going to use a couple of these stands here. We have prisoners in here, unfortunately. These are children and some other women that are being abused. So we have 5 people in here. Okay. We're going to get the drop on the kobolds. Simply put, they're concerned about the 5 prisoners that they have. The sad part is some of these people aren't in the best state of dress. We'll leave it at that. They have been abused. It looks like they have been there for some time. They look very anorexic. Felmar releases an arrow at a kobold. Has a 13. He definitely hits. And the first kobold goes down. The second kobold. Jessica is going to attack. Let's see, a 9. With a +5. So she will hit. And that did 7 damage before the die rolled. So she takes the second one out. The people are stunned. A slight shriek rings out, and Giselle, trying to think of who. Giselle kind of does a shh, kind of a little loud, so hopefully they can hear. And these women are all kind of like really shocked and it's like, we're here to save you. Everything's been cleared. Run for freedom. And the women are arguing. But we have no way of protecting ourselves once we leave. So what we're going to do is we are going to pick up the 2 daggers from the kobolds and we're going to give them to the ladies here. And see, there are more through the dungeon. Wait for us. There's a statue and the door's going to be sealed. Wait for us there. And we light another torch. We hand it to the women and then they go there. So that way they have some light. So they go there. So we'll get these women out of the way here. With heavy hearts, after having what we have seen, we are out for a little bit of vengeance. For this is not something that we want to have anyone deal with. So, let's see here. 12. Alright, this hallway is another 40 feet and opens up into our next room. Our next room being this. Okay. This room holds 2 more kobolds. And it has an exit off to the right. This exit has a door on it. So, yeah, somebody making some noise down there. You know, I've got these doors, and I keep meaning to use them, and seeing that this would actually be a little bit more appropriate for this type of a dungeon, I'm going to put this out. Instead of our little doors, it's bigger doors. Okay. So we have 2 kobolds in here. Let me get our 2 kobolds. So in there and there. As we sit there. Okay. See if we have the drop on them or not. They've got a 20, which figures. And then we have a 14, so naturally they've got it. Okay. Kobolds are going to use their slings, trying to keep a little distance, thinking that they can get us weak and puny humans, seeing that they've been dealing with these women that have been unfortunately unarmed and untrained in combat, like we obviously have had a little experience here. Okay. Oops. I got a 14, but I don't know who I'm attacking, so how about if I figure out who I'm trying to attack? Alright, I have a 6, so that's going to be Giselle. She has the armor class of 18, 14, they do have a plus 4, so they do manage to hit. Those dirty buggers. Okay, and I rolled a 1, so they hit her for 3 points. So she's at 1 hit point. Second one goes after Felnar. And they roll a 10. Felnar has a 16. They do have a plus 4, so they're a little shy. If you just want to say it hits the armor and pinks off of it, that's fine. Felnar lets loose another arrow, and he's going to aim here, and then we'll work on the next one. Everyone's going to kind of follow suit. Alright, I got a 15, so we hit. And he got a 1. And he has a plus 3, so that's 4. Does not quite take it out. Alright, so now we have Jessica. She rolls a 14, so she hits. And a 7, so the first one is gone. Too bad I wasn't aiming at the second one. That definitely would have been gone. Alright, Giselle. Sure. Alright, Giselle missed. She rolled a 1. Alright. Continuing on. Let's see. We have our kobold. He rolls a 2. Again, he's trying to attack Felnar. And he gets an 8. That's a 12. Felnar holds strong. No damage. Felnar attacks our kobold. Lets loose. He rolls an 8. He's got a plus 7, so that's 15. He makes it. And he rolls another 1. That kobold is hanging on by 1 hit point. Alright. Jessica. She rolls. We got an 18 here. And we got 7 points of damage. Again, that kobold is now no more. Okay. From here. The door opens up without a problem. Or doors. But this time it comes out our way. So again, let me kind of clean a little bit of this up. Probably could have just moved a couple pieces around and probably would have been fine. Okay. Doors open here. Doors open there. Alright. This hallway. So I walk around the pool table, quick grab a drink because throat gets a little dry. Alright. This hallway goes 40 feet to the next room. As the players look around, they find half-decayed tapestry depicting a statue with a blue flamed torch in its or sitting in its hand. Okay. And I said I probably could have kept this over. And again, I was right. Alright. I'm going to shorten this up a little bit just to make it a little easier. Because this is where we're going. We're in this room. This room has an exit to the bottom and holds a stone pedestal with a glass case on the top. This case holds a quarterstaff inside of it. So, let me see, I thought I saw a table here. And I did. Alright. So this is going to be our case with a glass top. Our characters will break that glass. Felnar will take out a hand axe, smash the glass. We will take the staff. Giselle has the spell Detect Magic. She casts it. 14. The staff glows brightly. We do not know quite what this staff is, but we do know it has magic to it. So, we take the staff with us, and we proceed to the next room. Next room is another hallway. Oh, I'm wrong. Next room actually just kind of passes through. So I'm going to use this, but this doesn't actually have that there. It just goes straight through. So 16. This room has one exit at the bottom with a half-rotten door. There's also 2 kobolds guarding this room. Alright. Let's see who wins the initiative here. Kobolds get a 11. Our group get a 5. Figures. Alright. First kobold. This one is going after Giselle. Rolls a 12. She's got an armor class of 18. Even with their +4, still a little off. Second one is going after Felnar and rolls a 6. So that 10 misses. Felnar, let's loose another arrow. We're going to attack here and then there. Alright, He rolled a 13. They have an armor class of 12. He rolls, gets a 7. Nope, gets a 1. Keep thinking that 1 is a 7. When I see it sideways, it looks like a 7. Alright. That kobold is hanging on by 1 life. He has done this like, what, 3-4 kobolds in a row? Alright. Now we have Jessica. She gets a 9. She has a plus 5. That is enough to hit the kobold. She rolls a 2. Obviously that's just enough to kill off the kobold. Alright, now we have Giselle going, and she rolls a 20. She gets a 2 on the attack. She does have a plus 2. So that kobold is living by 1 hit point. It is going to attack Felnar. It's got a 13-17. That hits Felnar. Oops, wrong die. And we have 6 points. So Felnar is now down to 7. Felnar, let's loose an arrow. Gets an 8. He's got that plus 7, which is why he keeps using his bow. Alright. Gets a 3 this time. Hey, he's doing something a little bit better. At 6 points, that little bugger is gone. Okay. We will search the room. Felnar gets a 10. He's got a perception of 13. I got a 9 for Giselle. And she has perception of 4. 13. And I got an 11 for Jessica, and she has a perception of 2. 13 all the way across the board. Okay, so we are in room 16 here. There's nothing here to find. We continue on. There is a hallway here. Search the hallway. I got an 11, an 11, and a 16 with Jessica. So that'd be what, 18. It's just a hallway. There's nothing in there. Next room. As we continue on, I'm just going to slide things around here. Okay, here we are. The girls on one side and our gentleman on the other. Okay, 18. This room has an exit to the left. Wrong left. This room has an exit off to the right. Of course, as I'm looking at it and I'm off to their right, X has an exit off to their right. Alright, there are a few broken boxes in the lower corner. So, as we've been doing, let's search. And I got a 15 for Felnar, and he's got a plus 3, I believe. 3. So that'd be an 18. I got a 15 with Giselle and a 15 with Jessica. We find all of 30 copper pieces. Writing that down. Alright. We go on to the next room. Okay. Another hallway. So So I will dismantle that. Okay. There is 2 more kobolds standing on the far side. And let's see who attacks first. Kobolds get an 18 and we get a 14. Kobolds go first. They do move forward a little bit so that way they can use their slings. First kobold rolls at Felnar. He gets a 7. That's a miss. Second one is aiming at Jessica, and that one gets a 1. That one misses. Felnar knocks another arrow, lets loose, and got a 6 with this plus 7. That's enough. Hits the kobold on this one, and for 1 hit point again. All right, that kobold is living by 1 hit point. All right, Jessica hits, gets a 14, kills off that first one finally. Oh my goodness. All right, and then Giselle gets a 1, so she misses. Kobold. That didn't even move. That just went straight down. Okay, a 4. Going after Jessica. Gets a 14. Jessica has a 14 armor class. So it does 2 points, has plus 2. So that's going to be 4 points of damage. She now is at 4 points of health. Okay. Kind of stretching out my neck here. I got a little kink. I don't know why. All right. Felnar is going to attack that last little bugger here. He gets a 12. Does he actually roll something besides a 1? And he gets a 4. Kills it off. Yay. Okay. We will search the room. And we get a 20. There is nothing in that hallway. And I do apologize. I know there was a little time there when I wasn't searching. I normally search the rooms. I like to search them. And I know I was kind of forgetting to do that there for a little bit. That's me. And we'll just keep, trying to fix the mistakes I do along the way, and then we just keep going here. All right, so we have another room. This room holds a doored exit. One and 2. All right. To the bottom and another kobold. 2 kobolds are going to be, well, I'm just going to put 1. We have 1 kobold guarding the room. All right, 1 kobold, because I was only asking for 1 critter here. All right, our kobold gets a 17, and we get a 2, which seems natural for our group. Putting them all the way over here. Kobold gets a 5, is going after Giselle. Rolls a 9. Misses. Felnar. He rolls a 6. That's a 13. Can he kill it off in 1 shot? The world wants to know. He gets a 4. He does do it. Okay. Alright, so we're going to search the doors. Let me kind of move this a little bit more front and center. I'm going to move this. I may regret moving these. Leave that. Alright, we searched the room, didn't find anything. Check the door. Door's unlocked. We open the door, and what do we see? Alright. I was right, it is this. Unfortunately, I just can't reach it from there. We have another hallway that curves off. Alright. This is 21 here. Hallway bends to the left. There is some fallen debris from the ceiling and a wet floor. And there we are. So we slosh through the wetness. We come to another room. This room comes to an end here. Okay. This room holds what looks like a well at the center of the room. The well glows a dull blue, and when looked into, one can see glowing wisps flying around in the glow. Let's see. I'm going to see about... Okay. Yeah, I'll give it to her. She's got a 16 total. Okay. So, Jessica looks at it, seeing that she is a bard, and says, "Good Lord, this is a well of spirits. We are looking at a This well holds nothing dangerous to the group. In truth, it is a conduit to the netherworld, physically. The party can touch or even stand in the well, with no ill effects." And with that, this dungeon is now complete. We will take our adventurers, and we will, seeing that we are actually over an hour, we will collect the ladies that we had left. We will get everyone out to safety, and we will take everyone to Portsmouth. And we will actually make sure that the ladies are given some sort of proper clothing. Not that, you know, we'll get them some cheap clothing and that, something that they can at least, after this ordeal, feel decent, and we'll get them fed and at least hopefully like a week's lodging in a cheap hotel. So we will go from there. Our adventure will continue. Our campaign will continue to evolve, and we will see what we learn from these young ladies in our next session. And with that being said, I thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy building this stuff. Like I said, there's a little the thoughts I had from a year ago to what I have now when I'm doing this. The ideas of the campaign had changed, and I know that they had changed for my friends when we were playing. And I think every time, because this is my campaign, this isn't somebody else's, I always take a liberty at changing it to the current thoughts I have with the world. That way I don't have it always as the same thing for them to run through, and then they're like, oh, well, it's always going to be this or it's going to be that. That is the reason why I really prefer creating stuff of my own. If it's something that's based off of something that they've heard of or seen a video of, that they have an idea. Hopefully with the things that I have done, I've given ideas for anybody that's watching for things to do. Even if you take what I have done and try and mimic it and make it your own. Or if it's just something to enjoy. But with that being said, hopefully you enjoyed it. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for visiting me in my home and amongst my pool table and gathering around it with me. And keep bricking.